All right, bro. If you're an introvert or a guy with social anxiety who wants to improve his social skills or his charisma, then I think you should listen up because there is one mistake that the majority of people who want to improve their skills keep on running into. And by the end of this video, it's all going to be figured out, all right? So first things first, my name is AJ. I like teaching social skills and charisma because it's fun and because it's needed in today's world to learn how to communicate and express yourself properly. If you like that, if you fuck with that, if you're into that, then let's get right into that. The time I realized that there was a lot more to charisma than I thought. This was about a year and a half ago when I first got into self-improvement. So January 2023, all right? Around that evening, I'm just laying in my room, pretty much relaxing, random Saturday, with my book out, just reading. And then out of nowhere, my sister comes banging on my door. AJ! Jesus Christ, what the fuck? AJ, Grandma is inviting us to a cookout. You want to come? My little sister's so annoying and shit, but I was like, you know what? It's a cookout. We're gonna see other family members there. I may as well go. I may as well go interact with other people. She closes the door, walks away. I get up, go to my dresser, and the first thing I do, put on a really nice shirt. It's like that. And then within 20 minutes, we're just on our way and going straight to my auntie's place. Now, on the car ride there, me and my sister were only expecting one thing, and that was pretty much just the social aspect of our cousins being there, of people our age being there, just being able to speak with someone that's in our type of crowd, you know what I mean? So I was actually very, very thrilled when my grandma pulled into a parking lot or pulled into an apartment complex and said, yep, this is it. And I realized, and I looked around and saw all the goddamn cars parked around the apartment place. I was thinking, maybe this is like a part of the apartment people that already live here, but I was like, nah, they do parking in the parking lots. This whole block is pretty much filled up with cars. So get out of the car. We finally find somewhere to park. I get out of the car, walk up to the place, ring in the doorbell with my sister and my grandma, and my auntie shows up. It's like, oh, AJ, little sister, grandma, nice to see you guys all. Give her a nice little hug. We all walk inside. At the moment we walk inside, I look to my right and I see a whole bunch of food. Immediately, I go, oh crap, thank you so much for bringing all this food because this all looks so good. I look at her, give her another hug, and I say, thank you so much for hosting this hangout. And she's like, oh, yeah, it was no trouble. Women love praise. You know how that works. The next thing, though, I look down the hall, and I notice a door. Like, just imagine a hallway with door. Nowhere else to go. And I just think, hey, auntie, what's down there? And she goes, oh, that's just the living room where everyone else is at. For a second, I just completely forgot that. Yeah, it's supposed to be a hangout session, a cookout. There's a bunch of other people supposed to be here. So I look at my sister and I'm like, let's do it. Let's make our grand appearance. Walk up to the living room door. Me, her, and my grandma. My grandma goes back to my auntie to go talk. Turn the knob, push it outwards, and I promise you, this was the last thing we were expecting. The last thing. Push it all the way outwards. We take a step through and we look inside the room and I can bro, every single seat in this room, except for one, every single seat was being taken up by old black people. I mean, like elderly people. And I was thinking, bro, what the hell? And I look at my sister and she's all disappointed. She's like, where's our cousins at? And I look around the room and I'm like, bro, there's not a single person here under the age of 30, except for us now. I try to look for my grandma and I'm like, whatever, who cares? Go inside. I found the one seat that wasn't taken up. It was a little couch place, so with two different seats for me and my sister. Go over there, sit down, just relax. My grandma walks in, she says, hi. Goes to the seat. There was a chair next to us that she could sit on. She goes and sits there. I get all bored and shit, and I'm just thinking, dude, this is like actually annoying. Pull out my phone, just pretty much getting ready to scroll because this is just basic as hell. I look to my left and there's an old man on my left, glasses and a beard. And he tries to make like a little bit of small talk with me, but bro, I don't remember a single thing he said. I don't remember anything at all. The only reason why I even remembered him at all is because another guy walked into the room like around 5 minutes after. Walked in. I noticed how the guy next to me was looking at him and he kind of had like a positive expression on his face, a little bit of a smile. And I was thinking, oh, well, that's interesting. He goes and he sits down pretty much across from us. The old man's looking at him all kind of positively, but isn't doing anything. So I was like, that's kind of weird, but it's whatever. Pull out my phone, get back to scrolling, the usual ordeal. Sit scrolling for about an hour when the least expected thing happens again. The front door starts getting fucking pounded on, absolute. And I'm thinking, bro, what the fuck? What just happened? We all got literally shooken up. This is like, now it's 10:30 at this point in time. I'm thinking, bro, what was that? Who was just banging at the front door? Out of nowhere, everyone else in the room is just as jumpy, just as ecstatic that I was. Everyone goes, holy shit, be quiet. Someone grabs the TV remote and kind of turns it all the way down, turns the volume all the way down to mute. And just like that, there was complete silence in the room. Complete silence for the next 30 seconds. You hear another goddamn knock at the door. I hear footsteps walk up to the front door as they go to open them. We're all just kind of looking at each other like, holy shit, what's about to happen? I can feel the anxiety in my heart start to build up, build, and fucking collect. My heart's starting to beat much faster now. My auntie goes up to the front door, as I assume, opens it, and goes, and we can vacantly hear her go, oh, it's just you. And for a second, we're just thinking, what the hell? Who is she talking about? What? She opens the front door for like about 30 seconds. They all get talking. An old lady in the room, that was the closest to the living room door, goes, I'm not opening that door. There's no way. You can't get me to open that door. With complete and pure irony, the moment she says that, the living room handle starts to turn again. And we're thinking, what the fuck? My sister looks at me and she goes, AJ, if we're done for, delete my browser history. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? Anyways, we all start to watch as the living room handle gets pulled outwards. And the surprising part is, the moment that this person stood through the door, I watched as everyone's face in the room had this feeling of relief, as if they were trying to release all this built-in pressure. You know that sigh of relief whenever you're anxious about something and you realize, oh, okay, it's just all go back to normal. That's the kind of sigh that I heard everyone collectively breathe out. We all watch as a tall, dark, feminine figure wearing pink workout clothes and a headband walks through the door. My sister was the first one to scream it out. Auntie Jojo! And everyone in the room's like, oh, it's just Jojo. Hey, where have you been? And then Auntie Jojo goes, everyone, it's been a while. I went to go hit a workout, got my energy, my exercise in. And everyone's like, oh, you had a swoop for a second. The old man to my left goes, man, I didn't know I had to start wearing diapers to these convections. What the hell? And I look at him and I was like, bro, you and me too, both. My auntie walks into the room and starts just pretty much walking around and says, hey everyone, sorry, I wasn't here for a while. I just had to go fix some things. I also had to get a workout in, pretty usual. And everyone's like, yeah, it's whatever. She walks around to different groups of people in this room. She walks around, she starts asking them basic questions. How are you doing? Playful questions, playful banter. I haven't seen you wear that shirt in a while. What's up with that, huh? It's like, I don't know. Walking around. To person. She even hits us and she goes, AJ, it's been a while, with all this high amount of energy. And I just can't help but to feel like I'm being brought back to life. She goes over to my sister, same thing. She goes over to my grandma, same thing. Goes around the entire room until about 2 minutes later, she goes, oh, well, that was fun, everyone. I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go home. I gotta go shower, do all those things. But nice speaking to everyone here. And everyone's like, yeah, nice talking to you, Jojo. As she's walking to the door, she walks past the table, picks up a remote, points it at the TV, and triples. I guess the volume of the TV was at 0. So she turns it up to 60, all the way up. And she's like, have fun, everyone. The moment she says that, all the old people in the room go, yeah, you too, bye. And I'm just thinking, what in the fuck? Like, huh? The reason why I said, huh, is because the moment that she left, the moment that she closed the door behind her, got out of the apartment, got into her car, and left the goddamn compound, the weirdest thing started to happen. Get this. People in the room started to get up and actually socialize with each other. And I'm being so serious. I was absolutely dumbfounded when I first saw this. Because hang on, you motherfuckers were not doing this 2 hours ago. So what just changed? I watched as the guy on my left, the guy that went, oh, I wish I had a diaper. The guy with the beard and the glasses. I watched as he got up directly across from us. There was an old man, another old man, just sat there with his wife or something. I watched as he got up and went over to him, and I heard him say this: How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while." And the moment he said that, I went, what? You guys were here for like 2.5 hours, and you're telling me only now you decided to go speak to him? Something's off. Something is very off. Something doesn't make any sense. So after that, the room starts to pick up a little bit. People start walking around. People start dancing. The music's turned up all the way. And I'm thinking, what just happened? I still don't get it. Party ends. It's around 11 p.m. to 12. I get back into the car. Grandma gets in the driving seat. My sister gets in the back. Turns the key. Get going. Okay, boom. Just like that, when we're on the road, all these questions come back to my mind. It's just imagine like question marks all over my head. Why? Why was it that before my auntie came, when it was just me and my family, and we got into the room was like all boring? Why? Why was it like that? But how come when my auntie Jojo came into the room, all of a sudden the vibe in there started to light up and be all brightful and stuff, and everyone started to become more energetic and lively? Why? I kept on thinking about that, bro. Kept on thinking. Until around 5 minutes after that, I got a random ass insight that you're gonna find extremely valuable. The insight was from a random book that I heard before, a random quote that I read about charisma, and that is, charisma is the ability to spread life, energy, spirit, power into the people around you. And when I first heard this and it got like reiterated into my mind, I was thinking, okay, that makes sense. That kind of makes sense. But how did I get that to work? How do I put that into a literal concept? How? Like, I get the idea, but I don't get the full meaning of it. You know what I mean? So after about a little bit of driving, we finally arrived to my driveway. My grandma pulls in all the way through, and I swear to God, I don't know what happened, but like she hit the car, like, you know, when the tires are going out to the curb to get up there, she hits it in a weird ass way that makes me go. And when she does that, I get another random ass insight. And this insight actually started to make so much more sense to me. So listen carefully for what I'm about to say, because this right here could change forever how you think about charisma, right? In order to become externally charismatic, you must first become internally charismatic. Now, if you're hearing that quote and you're thinking, AJ, what the fuck does that mean? If you're thinking that, or you're probably thinking, okay, you just said makes sense, but how would I go about that concept? If you're wondering, if you have any questions about that, I got you. So what I decided to do was put it in an analogy. This is what I like to call the teacup theory. The teacup theory is pretty much the concept that charisma is energy, right? Our own energy, which is then, like I just said, spread onto other people. So think about it like this. We all have our own teacups. We all have our own little bits of energy. And the same goes for aura, I guess. I had some people that were commenting about that. AJ, what do I do about my aura? Same thing here. Your aura, your tea, the cup has to be filled first in order for other people to feel somewhat energetic around you. So this is what I found out. This is what I realized. The reason why most people feel bored, the reason why most people feel kind of dead, like they just feel kind of flatlining whenever they're in group settings, is because of this right here. No one's teacup is filled. Everyone's tea has like such low amount of teacup has such low amount of tea that it can't spread to other people. Now, let's backtrack just a little bit to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about here. At the party, the room looked like this. Everyone's teacup is like just a little bit there, and the vibe is boring. It's kind of dead. People are having light, basic conversations. Oh, so what did you do for the week? Who gives a fuck, honestly? All the shit that's like that kind of vibe. That was before. My auntie comes into the room after hitting her workout, after doing some sort of exercise, right? Because of that, she feels energized. She feels full of life, full of energy. And so guess what happens? When she gets there and she starts interacting with people, she can't help but to spread that energy. And in this analogy, we could say that she's filled with tea. Her cup is filled, and she can't help but to pour it into the other cups. You get what I'm talking about, bro? You get what I mean? This is actually so crazy. So think about it like this, bro. It is honestly so simple to get like here, to get over here. So simple. You can be over here if you want, but like, why would you, right? I'm assuming for the most part that you want your conversations, that you want the people that you interact with to have some sort of life to it. Because let me tell you another story that happened yesterday, all because I had a filled teacup, if you know what I mean. So yesterday, my friend Everett invited me to another workout at this one other gym, $10 a month. And I decided, yeah, I may as well go, right? So we're gonna hit a push workout. It's gonna be about 45 minutes and it'll be pretty fun as hell. Pretty chill, pretty relaxing. If there's any girls to go cold approach, I may as well go speak to them, right? Get over there, hit the workout, nice and simple. Talk to some girls, you know how it is, pretty simple. And on the end of it, where we're finishing off with, what do you call it, incline bench, and we're hitting this shit high, like, what is this, 27 kg or 60 pounds? Whew! And I'm feeling fucking exhausted. That's the end of the workout, right? Put all the weights down. Everett gets a call. He's like, oh, what the fuck, someone's calling me, what the hell? He pulls out his phone, and it's his dad. Okay, he's like, oh shit, all right. He answers it, and immediately I can hear his dad go, hey, we're gonna have some dinner. You gonna be here soon? And he's like, oh yeah, I'll be there soon. Like around like 10, 20 minutes. Just let me finish up this workout. And I was thinking, yeah, it's whatever. We pretty much just finished up, so there's nothing too bad about it. He's like, yeah, AJ, I gotta get out of here. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. So dab him up. We get to walking out. And by the time we're out of the gym, because we're at EOS Fitness, by the time we're out of the gym and halfway through, I realize, shit, I forgot my water. So immediately I dab him up again. I say, hey, thank you for inviting me. Turn around in the middle of the street. It's this fucking car's like watching me. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Turn around and go back towards the gym. Now, as I'm going back, I see an old lady like to the far right of me. And she's within the distance that you'd have to open the door and hold it, you know, just to be like a gentleman. You know what I mean? You know, when you see someone like far away and you're like, well, I may as well hold the door open for them because I'm a good person and that's what good people do. I go over to the door and it's partly opened already because there's someone else like at least 5 feet in front of me. So I was thinking, oh, okay, he'll open it and then I'll hold the door after him. He opens it, goes inside. I hold the door open for the lady that's about to come. And as soon as she comes by me, she walks in. And I was thinking, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll close the door now. And here's the weird part. As I was trying to close the door, I let go, right? I just let go of it. The door didn't close. You want to know why the door didn't close? Because what I didn't realize was that on the other side, because this door opens like this, all right? It opens outwards. So the building's right here. The door opens this way, outwards. So if you're inside the building, you'd have to push it out. What I didn't realize was that there was a guy with a blue hoodie keeping his foot literally on the very edge of the door. And as soon as I saw that, he was like, oh, come on, you can't let me be a gentleman. And I was like, bro, I didn't even see you there. And he's like, you know how it is, man. And I was like, bro, what the hell? I guess there's only room for one gentleman, huh? And he was like, yo, what's your name, bro? I go, AJ. And he's like, really? Ethan. I'm like, bro, we gotta kick it sometime. You seem pretty chill. And he's like, for sure, bro. And he's so loud. Like, he was so loud that all the staff immediately, like, you know how when you go into a gym, they're all the receptionists, gym staff, they're all back there. They were all like, damn. Because this guy's voice literally like echoed throughout the store, throughout the gym. And I was like, oh, wow, that's impressive. But yeah, this is like a quick little story of what happens when you have a filled teacup. Or when you meet someone else that already has a filled teacup. If you get the concept, right? Because I have energy. He has energy. Our energy pretty much complements each other. We mess around, we fuck around, we're chill like that. Think about it like that, bro. Please, I really want you to like understand this concept by either the end of this video or right now if you haven't. You need to have energy. You need to have aura if you want other people to feel alive around you. You cannot expect yourself to be all depressed, boring, shy. Like, hang on. Imagine, like for a quick second, just imagine if the entirety of this video I was speaking in this boring, dull voice. You would think, go fuck yourself! Because there's no way in hell am I gonna let that happen. Especially when you clicked on this video looking for a way to improve the energy in any conversation you have. to improve the life quality whenever you talk with anyone. And my end goal here today, right now, is to make sure that by the end of this video, you either have your teacup filled just by me talking to you about this because it's stupidly important, or you understand how to fill your own teacup and you can go do that any other, like literally as soon as you're done watching this. Either way, they both are going to be completed. I hope. But let's get into the other part. So first off, the way that we improve our energy or the way that we fill our own teacups is by first improving your energy, which is common sense, right? But the way to do that, which is ironic, is by increasing your levels of dopamine. So let's do some bro science real quick. Bros, dopamine is pretty much just the concept of motivation, right? It's motivation towards a certain amount of pleasure. And here's the thing. When you have low dopamine, when your dopamine levels are low and you don't feel motivated, you lose energy. You don't feel that spark of life. You just feel all I'm bored and whatever. And I don't really care about life. I don't really care about anything. And what I'm about to tell you right now is going to be pretty simple to do, and you should be able to do it. So right here, I got like a few things right here of ways to improve your dopamine. So for good ones, I have all the usual: cold showers, exercising, meditation, diet, yada, yada, yada. You know the idea. You get the gist. And then for bad dopamines, the ones that literally take away your motivation, I have binge scrolling. How do you feel whenever you're done scrolling, right? Like, how do you feel? Usually you feel horrible because you just spent like 2 hours literally on trash. YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok. I mean, come on. What do you think your conversation quality is going to be like when you sat down and you've been doing nothing but scrolling Instagram Reels for 2 hours, and then immediately like someone tries to speak to you? Well, you're probably going to be like, huh? What? Oh yeah, you can go do that. Whatever. You're going to feel bored. And the reason why is because these activities take away from your dopamine levels. So watching TV or watching movies, again, you watch an hour and a half of some sort of movie. If I tried speaking to you, you'd probably be a little bit bored, right? Because you just spent your whole dopamine systems on that movie. Fapping, same thing. High ass dopamine levels, and then all the way down. Bad diet, you get the idea, right? You eat some shit food, you just feel like shit. And then drinking/smoking. Now, the argument that I've heard for this is, well, drinking allows me to become more social. Why? Because when you drink, it lowers your, what do you call that? It's some sort of like I forgot what it was called, but it's this concept that you tend to care less about what people think when you drink because you don't have those receptors in your brain. They're kind of like turned off as soon as you start taking some alcohol. So to this, I say, just do it consciously. Just care less about what other people think consciously. That way you don't need the alcohol. That way you don't need to be high to speak to people. And then finally, I have overstimulation, which is pretty much just like the combined measurement of all these things. When you're overstimulated, there is literally almost barely any way for you to have your teacup filled. Almost no way. You're pretty much like a potato fried human at that point. Because think about it like this. Again, energy levels all the way down low, all the way down below baseline. Your teacup is pretty much goddamn empty. You get put in that conversation where the other guy has like a medium teacup level and you have like pretty much close to nothing. What's going to happen? Well, it's just going to be... No, don't need that. Again, did I write it down? Yeah, positive outlook on life. If you have a positive outlook on life, then just like the overstimulation, all this will just come to you naturally. Just naturally. Just by you thinking, oh, hey, I kind of like how the sun is today. Or just smiling. Like literally, hey, force a smile. See? Just smile. And see how dumb it is that you're smiling, and then feel good about how you actually are. And just like that, you've improved your energy, your dopamine. It's crazy how it works, huh? Because peep this. Remember when I told you that my auntie was hitting a workout? She was hitting an exercise, and then she came over to the cookout, and just like that, she was able to spread joy to everyone around there? Bro, exercise equal energy equal charisma. Think about it like this, bro. This is the effect that she had. Her aura was so good to the point where the people around her wanted to be contaminated with it. People don't want to be contaminated with your all doom and gloom type of aura. Like, bro, what? Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I wanted to be surrounded by people who only believed in all doom and gloom, the world's gonna end in 5 years type of shit, I would have just been on Reddit. Like, bro, I don't want that, bro. I don't need that type of energy contaminating my energy. All right? Just think about it like that. Depressed, shy, tired, straying away from the world. I don't want the world to see what I'm doing. That type of energy, no. Because that type of aura is always going to be avoided, and it will always be detested. As humans, we like the person that has the positive and the carefree energy, not the person that has the, guys, did you hear that the missile's gonna destroy the world in the next 10 minutes? Who the fuck? What the fuck are you? No. So, how do you actually put this into action? How do you actually go about putting this whole teacup theory, the charisma, everything? How do you actually go about putting that into your next conversation? This is what I think. First off, be interested in the person that you're speaking to. You don't need to be all, yeah, I like to do this, I like to do this, I like to do this. There's a quote from this book right here, which I'll have you rate by the end of the video, which is, you can make more friends in 2 months by being interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people to be interested in you. Why? Well, because first off, humans are selfish. We are just selfish creatures. That objective truth of the world, we are just selfish as hell. So, you make good use of that concept, that reality, and look what'll happen. People will actually begin to respect you because you're actually starting to take more interest into them, and they'll see you as more, how will they see you? They'll see you as more inquisitive, if that's the word. And because of that, they'll become more interested in you, because look at this. If you actually care, like you genuinely care about this person's interest and getting to know them more often, like look what I put here, question mark plus exclamation point, to show that you're interested in them and that you want to know more about them. And they're just putting up a question mark. Look what's happening. The teacup, again, going from here, the tea's going from here over to here. And they're starting to become more interested. And then from there, they'll ask you a question. And just like that, you can make your own I statement and say what you think. And then also just ask them something else out of random curiosity. But here's another thing. What if you don't know what to ask? What if you don't know what to say? AJ, I have no clue what to say. There's nothing on my mind. Environment. Use the environment to your advantage. Use whatever they're wearing, whatever type of shoes they're wearing. Use the type of hairstyle they have. Literally anything. There is almost no excuse not to be able to just walk up to someone and initiate a conversation and see where it goes. See how they react to you. See if they reject you. See if they say, I'm doing something. I don't want to talk. I don't want to speak to you. Most likely they won't. Most likely people want to be spoken to. They just either one, never initiated themselves, or two, don't know how to. And that's going to be taken care of today. So environment-based questions are the easiest ones to ask. You see someone at the gym, what are you working on? Boom, simple as that. Next one, what's your split looking like? Oh yeah, I bet my split's better than yours. Some bullshit like that. Anything you can ask them. Anything you can do to get more engaged. There's no excuse, bro. You got this. It's so simple. Bro, second part. What's the next part? I think that's pretty much it. So that being said, your action step or your call to action is actually so easy. It's not going to be some like step-by-step base whole self-improvement plan. No. Your action step is to smile more. Smiling more will fill that teacup, and before you even realize it, you'll be filling other people's teacups, or the teacups at least of the people who you want to fill up, at the very least. Just smile more, bro. It's pretty simple. And then second off, rate this book out of 10 because I think this book's pretty chill. Can you read it? Yeah, this book's pretty awesome. Honestly, I think it's pretty cool. And then lastly, if you want to learn more about charisma, and if also whilst being in a community of like-minded strong men that are learning about more charisma, first link in the description, you know what to do. And with that being said, see you later, bro.